I'm going to show counters today, and for those who haven't seen me wrestle, I used to let people shoot into my legs quite a bit. And to me, people say, well, I consider myself a very offensive wrestler, but I was a counter wrestler and I didn't shoot much, as opposed to being a defensive wrestler. And my philosophy is, anytime I'm on the mat, I'm always in scoring position, no matter where I'm at. And one thing you always want to do, no matter where you're at in wrestling, is continue to improve your position. If you're in on a shot, you want to switch off and take him down. If you want to take him to his back to improve your position. If you got him on his back and his shoulder's 2 inches off the mat, you want to get it down to improve your position. And if you're on your back, you bridge off. So wrestling is always, everywhere, always improving your position. If I go on the defense, like if he's got a single leg on the feet, and I just out here, go ahead and just pretend you're trying to finish on me here. If he's in here moving and I'm just here, I'm on the defense, and I see guys that stay here and they just bounce around and they're hoping to get a stalemate, maybe break his grip and get out of it for no points. Or I see guys get their leg up to here and they stay like this, and they'll try and bounce like that and try and just stay out of it and no points. And the guys get in on a high crotch on them here or something down there, and they're just trying to come into here and hang on and just try and get a stalemate out of it. And to me, that's defensive wrestling, and that's not what I want to do. I want to go on the offense. So if he's got my leg up here, I don't wait for him to move me. I want to be moving him and scoring on him right there. I want to be controlling his head and going on the offense. He's got a single leg, boom, I'm shoving him down. I'm coming into here, going for inside trips, scrunching him up, using my hips. Okay? If he's got my leg, and I see, like, you know, I've never let a guy get my leg up here, but if he does, right away I want to go on the offense and move him. So even if a guy's got my leg up here, I'm the one in scoring position. I'll take my foot right from here and come down, move to the inside, then I'm coming to here. Right now I'm in scoring position on him. And what I want to do is I use my hips, I score my hips, and I always want to be down in this position. He shoots a high crotch on me here, boom, I want to turn the corner on him, and I'm in scoring position. I'm popping my hips right there, you all right? Yeah. Okay? And what I don't want to do is let him shoot in, high crotch, drive across here, and fight and let him switch off to double and pick me up in the air and take me to my back. Don't want to let him do that. So what I want to be doing is, and we're going to start out, what I want to be able to do is I'm going to go through a few things here and just kind of show some stuff, and then we'll break it down move by move. So if he's on the feet, you know, ideally, when I was younger, I used to hit a lot of throws from the feet. I'd let guys single leg me, and I'd come into here and I'd hit a throw like this, kind of take him like this and whip him through the air. And I would come in and hit counters where I'd stuff his head down and inside trip him to his back there. And, or I'd pull guys up and hit a leg lace throw. And right now my knee doesn't let me hit leg lace throws anymore, but I used to get that one quite a bit. And I'd pull guys up off shots and hit throws there. I'm really not going to get into a lot of the throws off of that, because that's real hard to learn, and you have to be a thrower, and there aren't many of them out there today. But what I'm really going to show, and I only got 40 minutes, I'm going to show how to break him down, the real basic stuff on square in the hips. And I'm going to show if a guy does get a single leg on us here, it's on the feet, I want to be able to get him immediately down to his knees and break him down. And a good guy would almost automatically, he's got about a half a second here at the most, but if Nick stayed like this very long, if he's here for more than a half a second, I'm going to put him on his back. Now, what a good wrestler does is one of two things. Okay, if I shove his head down here, he either drops down to his knees and tries to come up and tries to get back up into position, or when I shove his head down, he immediately just swings it back out and brings it back up into position. Okay, into there. So, for a split second now, I'm in a position where I can inside trip him. I can come into here, and what I want to do is, when I'm hitting this counter like this right here, I'll shove his head down right here. I'm lowering myself now. I've got a split second here that I might want to come and hit this move right here. I'm going to take my elbow right in like this and turn him for three-pointer freestyle and takedown collegiately. Or when he comes in here, I'm going to shove his head down right here. I got a split second then to inside trip him right to his back there. Okay? Okay? And if I shove his head down here and he brings it up and puts it right back in good position, immediately I'm shoving it to the outside, right there. And I want to get my feet down. Here's where I want to be, all right? And I can come right here, and I want to control this elbow right here. And this is one of my favorite counters right off of this. Guy single legs me. The first thing I always look for is come right here. See my foot's on the inside? I'm going to grab his elbow, come right out to here, shove his head right there, and I drop myself down. And from here, I can lift him. I'm in scoring position. I can lift him Turk right there. Okay? And then the other thing is a lot of times, just by shoving a guy's head down here, a lot of guys, good guys, will immediately drop down to their knees, and you'll try and fight a single leg here, and he'll get his position here. All right? And this is where I really want to concentrate on the square in the hips once we get down. Because almost 90% of the time, even if he's got a single leg on my feet, I'm going to bring him to his knees. And half the time that he shoots a single leg, he's going to end up on his knees anyways. And a lot of his high crotches, he's going to end up on his knees. And I'm going to switch him off from a high crotch into a single leg. So I'm going to teach you guys to get real good at squaring the hips and beating a guy right here. Okay, what I want to do now is when a guy like Nick shoots a single leg on me, what I want to be able to do is square the hips on him. He's got good head position. Good head position. So what I want to do right now is immediately I'm going to shove his head down and I pop my hips into him right here. I'm going to square. I'm not sprawled back here. And what I want to be able to do is come inside. I'm either going to grab his waist or come inside his thigh. And when I'm going to pop him right there and knock him down, he's going to come back up. I'm going to knock him the other way and he's going to come back up. I'm going to keep knocking him, and then I'm going to just spin behind and get the takedown. Okay? And if I'm wrestling freestyle in this position here, what I want to be able to do, and I'm going to show these counters for both freestyle and collegiately. Collegiately, I just get the takedown by knocking him down, going behind. Freestyle, anytime I got him here, I'm going to be able to step up, take him right there, and let him come back to his stomach, get two. Take him right there, get another two. You can tech fall a guy. I guess now it's really easy to tech fall a guy, isn't it? 6 points, is that it? Yeah. All you need to tech fall a guy in one period? Yeah, if a guy shoots a single leg on me, I actually saw this move right here in 1983. Barry Davis, a three-time national champion, silver medalist, wrestled Gene Mills, and Barry was ahead 3-1 with a minute left in the match, and Barry shot a single leg just like this, and Gene Mills did this exact move, stepped up right here, caught Barry right there, and Barry came to his stomach, and he came right there, and he did it 7 times, tech falled him 15-3. Took about 22 seconds, okay? So, but what I want to do is we square in the hips. When Nick shoots into me, I'm going to shove his head down right here, and driving into him, coming inside to the thigh and right there, and he'll come back up, and I'll take him the other way, and this is going to wear him down. And a lot of the stuff that I show on this pop in the hips is that I want to have my legs strong and in good shape so I can keep popping him and keep squaring my hips on him, and he's going to get worn down. A lot of times, the first time somebody shoots in, it might take me 30 or 40 seconds to break his grip and go behind. The next one takes 20 seconds. After that, it's about 5 seconds. And pretty soon, they're just falling down when I pop my hips because they're exhausted. Okay, so the other thing that happens a lot here is on a good guy, a lot of time, when I come into here and I pop my hips there, he'll release and post this hand so he doesn't go down instead of falling to the side. What I do right then, this used to be one of my favorite takedowns. Right when he released it, if he posts to his hand, I immediately grab that hand, and I pop him again. Okay, let's turn this way so they can see this. All right. What I'm going to do is I pop my hips and he posts that hand. I immediately grab that wrist, and then I pop my hips again and drive him over it right here. And I grab his wrist. Now, as he comes back up he'll come back up to his knees. I've got his wrist. I just spin behind, and I'll grab his ankle right here and get the takedown. Okay? And on that one, I'm popping him here. I'm popping him, get him to post that hand. Right as he posts that hand, I drive it. I pop my hips, and I'm grabbing his wrist right now. And if he stays on the mat, I just circle behind him. If he comes back up, I still do the same thing. I just circle behind him, hang on to the wrist, and I got the takedown. Okay? Now, sometimes if you get a guy who's got a really solid single leg on him, and he's got a real solid single leg, I try and pop this head down. Either I can't pop it down because he's real strong, or he immediately pops it back up. What I do then is I immediately shift him head to the outside right here. Okay? And what I'm doing here is I'm the one on the offense the whole time. I don't let him come to here and shoot a single and come to the feet and take my leg out here and try and stay here and dance around with him. He shoots a single, boom, on top of my hips. I'm throwing his head to the outside. I'm popping right here. Okay? How'd that feel, Nick?
Good.
Pretty solid, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys got a good sin, and I used to wrestle Barry Davis all the time. And Jeff Kirby, if you remember Jeff Kirby, he married my sister. He's a 4-time state champ and 3-time All-American at Iowa. Jeff had a real good high crotch to the right leg. He'd shoot a really good position here, and his back was real straight. And boy, what I'd do to him is I'd pop my hips and shove it. I'd get his head inside single leg, and I'd beat him here. Once I switched into the single, I could beat him every time. On a high crotch, he was really solid there. Barry Davis had a really good single leg to my right leg. He'd shoot a single there, and boy, if I put his head down, he'd come right back up and drive up to his feet. So every time Barry Davis shot in on me, got good position, boom, I'd shove his head to the outside, put him on a high crotch, and I'd beat him there. And notice, when I shove his head out to the outside, I'm immediately popping my hips, squaring my hips, and knocking him down. So when I take him, I'm improving my position here. He's in pretty good scoring position right now, isn't he? He thinks. He thinks he's got a good single leg. Boom! Now who's in scoring position? I am right there. Okay? One thing I think I'm probably as good as anybody in the world in is breaking guys' grips. How many times you see guys either in a high crotch or a single leg get extended here? How many times you see guys get right here and you see stalemates? Against good guys, they just end up here and they stalemate and I'm trying to come here. All I want to do, whether his head's inside or outside, I can break his grip fairly easy here. All I do is I'll come right here on the elbow and I hook it right there. How'd that feel? Go ahead and just try and hang on a little bit here. If I come in here, boom, boom. How'd that feel, Nick?
Good.
Okay, now, what most guys do here is they crossface. He's got a head outside, I see guys crossfacing. I haven't hit a crossface since I was in 9th grade. Because it doesn't work. I can't, Nick's too tough, I can't crossface him. I can't see, he's coming right up. Boom, I'd have to shove him head inside here. Okay? A tough guy you will not crossface and make let go. Will not happen. I guarantee you this, I get a guy here, boom. Tough guys will let go here. Real tough guys will let go. Real men will let go on that. It's almost impossible. Okay, when I get it right here, okay, and what I can do is I'm squaring the hips here. Now we're gonna learn how to square the hips on a high crotch here. Nick's gonna shoot a high crotch, and immediately I don't want to let him get the angle. Okay. What I want to do is, and I set guys up for this because I knowingly give him my leg, give him the high crotch, knowing that the second he shoots, and start back out here. So right as he shoots the high crotch, boom, I'm turned right there. Who do you think's in scoring position right now? I am, right here. I pop my hips, and I try and knock him down. Now, what happens sometimes, and I have a lot of little tricks. Ideally, what I want to be able to do is he saw high crotches me. I'm just going to turn in right here, and I'm going to come across underneath his waist and drive and run him right through there, knock him down. And then at this point, I'll break his grip. And what I like to do to break his grip, I see a lot of guys come here and they just try and pull this leg back. I high leg over. Puts a lot more pressure on it, doesn't it? Okay? I do a lot of high legging over. And he's got his head inside single here. Okay? I high leg over. Can you hang on there? No. It's almost impossible. Now, are your shoulders very flexible? Okay. A lot of times, the few guys that can, like if I'm wrestling somebody like the Steiners or Mark Perry, they'll be able to hang on because they got those flexible shoulders. I'm going to go easy on it so I don't hurt him. But what happens is, if I get a guy with flexible shoulders, what I'm doing here is, I'm also, and I'm forgetting to point this out, this is key, my elbow is blocking right here to keep his body from scooting. So he can't scoot this way and just come with it. And what I'm doing, my other knee is coming here and blocking his knee and shoulder right here. And when I grab this elbow, if he's flexible, and I'm going to go easy on it, I'll pull him this way, and then what I end up doing then is I just end up with a reverse half, and he can go ahead and hang on. And what I like about flexible guys is they're telling me that they'd rather go to their back than give up the takedown, because that's what happens. If I got a flexible guy, I'll just reverse half him. Okay, and so what I'm doing there is I'm coming just like this, and if he's flexible, I'll come right in here with the reverse half. Thank you very much. Who's scoring points now? I am. Okay. Now, and I basically do the same thing when he's got the high crotch, is I can come right down to here. If I get him down to his knees here, and let's turn around this way so we can see. What I want to be able to do here is I've got him stay up. I'm going to come right here, underneath his elbow, and I'm going to lift up. Now, where I get this lift is as I lift, I'm going to come and take this arm here to block him from keep scooting this way. Because if I lift and he just starts scooting, he'll just turn into me that way. So I don't let him scoot. I block here. And when I lift, I'm pushing off this leg, and I high leg over. And that just takes the shoulder like that and wrenches it, doesn't it? Another thing I like to do is okay, go ahead and hit a high crotch here. Okay, and this is one, this used to be, for a couple of years in college, this is my bread and butter takedown against real good guys. And internationally against Russians and stuff. It's because I turn the corner real good here, but I got Nick, he's turned the corner on me pretty darn solid here, and he's got this foot up. So I can't drive into him and knock him down. What I do then is I just slide off his shoulder right here, and I drop down here, and I grab his foot, take him right here. How do you feel there, Nick? And I just love that takedown. I beat so many good people with this. Okay? All right? He shoots in a high crotch. I'm turning the corner right here, and now I slide off. Now, I don't come over here like this because he'll lift me right up, and he'll finish on me. I slide off. See this? I slide off, and I step down here, and I lift right there. And I hang on to it. Then I'll let high leg over and get back points on it. Okay? If somebody drives across and I start driving here and he turns the corner hard, and guys will when they wrestle me, man, because they know that they tuck that ankle in. And I love seeing a guy tuck that ankle. I'll just whip him right there. Okay? And I do it a couple different ways. Okay? And I do it only when he's got the ankle turned, he's turning hard. I'm pressing back, and he's driving across into me. As he pushes into me, I just whip him right there, and I release and go into a headlock. I hang on to his arm. I release. I reach underneath. Right here. See this? Underneath his armpit here. Now, I can either just pop my hips that way and take his momentum, or I can also step right here. What I'll do now on this one, and this is more if he's not driving into me enough, and he's in here solid. He's got good position, but he's not driving across hard, because he knows I got that whip over. Then what I do is I step up here and take my own momentum and force that leg across. Now the second this foot touches, I pull it back, so I keep him on his back. But I use that leg for whip over. Right here. I'm going to take this knee, this heel right here. When I go to my hip, I fall to my hip with a straight leg. I post on my hand, throw this leg across. The second it hits, I come back here, and I catch his hand. See this? I catch his hand. So I get back points. All right? Now, a few other things off the high crotch. Okay, go ahead and get in the high crotch. What I love to do on a high crotch here is force the guy to come up to his feet. Okay, so I'll come right into here, and Nick did just what I like him to do. Right here, go ahead, come right here. Right now, if Nick comes up with his butt in the air, he's telling me that he wants me to put him on his back. He just volunteered to go to his back here. And I get to pick which way I want to take him. The second that foot comes up, I can either inside trip him right there to his back. And what I like about this, go ahead and start back down. When I'm in here like this, and I got him here, I'll let him come up. And when he comes up, I force him to come up. I don't let him come straight up with his butt underneath me with me picked up in the air. Like this. He's in too good a position there. When I force him to come up like this, he comes up, he steps up right there. I can either inside trip him, which I just showed, or I can come a couple different ways here. I can step around like this. I come from here. And what I like to do, and any time on this, guys, because I wrestle some strong guys, okay, with some big thighs, especially once I moved up to 149. All right? I only do this if I can get it all the way to the elbow. If I come here and I only reach this move isn't going to work. When I try and lift him from here, he'll blow through me. Okay? So, When he comes up, I have to slide off enough that I take it all the way to the elbow right here. Okay? Right here. Nobody's strong enough once I get it to the elbow. When I come to the elbow, then I lift him and I can release and throw like that. All right? And I can hit the same thing if he's on a single leg, head inside single leg. And he's got good position. Get down on your knees with this foot up. Okay? Get this knee down. Okay? And Tom Brand's got this move. He's not much. He's mostly on the tack. People hardly ever get on his legs. But I watched Tom Brands hit the Korean on this in the Olympics. Great move. The guy had a good single on him. Brands stuffed his head, and the guy tried to come up. Brands came right here. He did it perfect. Didn't reach with the hand. He squatted down, came all the way to the elbow, right here, and went, boom, and just released the guy. Threw the guy through for 3. If you guys ever saw that match. That made his points, made him a 8-0 winner, I believe. That was the last points in the match, I think. But so you can hit that, but when he's in here, and I'm driving across from here, what I want to do is driving into, forcing into him. A lot of times he'll come up. The second he comes up, I come right there. Around this, lift, post, that hand. And depends on whether we're going collegiately or freestyle, whether I want to make sure I gain control. All right? The other one, you know, is from here as he comes up, I can also inside trip him. When I inside trip him, what I want to do there is at this point, I'm lowering my elevation, and I want to slide off his shoulder right here. I inside trip him right here. And then I take this arm, so I don't want to let him slide by me. I take this arm out like this and post them both. So right in between. Saturday Night Ride there. Okay? All right? Well, let's see here. The other thing I like to do is if a guy's got a real good high crotch, he's got good position here, and I feel out of trouble. And I did this to Jeff Kerber all the time. He was just really solid here. He'd hit a real high crotch right away, and he'd actually take this arm here. He'd come right up my butt here like this, and boy, I couldn't get my hips back against him. He'd almost have me lifted, and right as he'd get here, I'd have to boom immediately take him to here. Because you know what? Right now, he's in real good position, isn't he? Who looks like they're in scoring position here? He looks like it, doesn't he? Looks like he's going to score. Does he look like it now? What I'm doing, let's watch this, is all I do is I pop my hips about 2 inches. Real quick, shove it right inside. And I'm going to do, okay, and that was fast, that was normal speed. Now, what I'm doing is I pop it slow, and I'm shoving this head, and at the same time, this hand is coming over, and I shove it down, and I drop my hips, and I drop right down here in the hip square position. Okay? Because what I don't want to do is take him from a great position, great high crotch, and let him come here to a great single leg. And when I got him on a single, I'm doing the same thing. I pop the hips, and I'm just taking it with both hands and shoving it. I don't want to just put him in a great high crotch and let him switch off through double here either, do I? So when I switch, this is slow motion. When he's got the single, I pop the hips just a little bit, and I shove him to the outside. At the same time I'm doing this, shoving his head, I'm dropping down to here, and coming in here, here. See this? And right when I'm here, I immediately drive through, and I'll try and knock him down. Most of the time I will. Or at least make him post, and I get real good position, and then I keep popping my hips, and I beat him. He's in on a high crotch, okay? I pop the hips just a little bit. When I come to here, I immediately shove this head down, and I drop down to here. I'll get beat if I do this. If I stand straight up here, I'll get beat. Okay. Well, I actually wouldn't, but most guys will. Okay, because I still got skills from here. Okay, but I never do come just to here and let him here. That's why when I do pop it, I immediately come into here. And I torture guys here. They don't want to be here. Now just knock them down. Spin behind. When I'm in this position, I always block his elbow to keep him switching off. If a guy does switch off to a double leg, okay, what I want to do immediately then is pop his hips in and come here. Switch him to a single. Okay? And if a guy if a guy, let's say a guy just hits a blow through double on me, and I feel him starting to get it, I immediately pop that leg right to there. I'll reach back and pull this hand to my waist. And now I can beat him. Now I can come into here, and then I can pop my hips into him. Okay? All right, and sometimes if a guy hits a double leg on me, solid double, boom, I'll pop my hips in, knock him right to his back. I actually did that once to the final Olympic trials in 1980 against Timmy Szyszewski. He hit a solid double leg on me. He got in real deep, and I popped him. I just popped my hips right away instead of sprawling, and he let go and did a back somersault. The referees called it, they should have given me two. He went right across his back, right? You know, actually it was a fall. I mean, he rolled straight across his back. The ref called it a slip throw because they'd never seen it before. But he rolled right across his back, and I didn't get any points for it. They didn't score it. But, you know, so that's one thing I do when hit guys double, boom, I pop my hips in. Okay, and it's just like, when guys shoot high crotches on me, I don't come here and sprawl. Okay? Guy shoots a high crotch on me, hit a high crotch, boom, I'm coming into there. I'm knocking you. Okay? You know, I take the guys that are freshmen at Iowa, I'll tell them I'll take them down without my hands. I'll just use my hands to post. They'll shoot, I'll just pop my hips, I'll go down. Okay? So when he comes here, boom, I'm coming right here and I'm driving through him. And what I like to do, I don't know if I showed this. Did I show coming in around the waist on that? Did I show that? That's my main move too. I forgot to point that out. When I hit this turn, when I lower my body here, for a split second I block his arm. Now, he can't switch right now because I got him blocked off. See that? He can't switch to a double. For a split second here, I grab a handle. I lower myself right here. See this? I lower my elevation. I just run right through him. Post there. And usually what happens is he goes to his stomach and bails out. Okay? When he's on the feet here, one thing I see guys here all the time and they dance around and they look for this. And you know what, I'm going to show one other thing here. I'm going to show a couple, well, just real quick, I'll show him how to get him down from a single leg. Okay, I don't want to let him control me here. What I like to do is, I want to control his far elbow and his head. What I like to do is take this foot that's on the inside and take it right to the outside. And I'm going to come here, and all I have to do is I'll come right into here. Guy's got a single leg on me on the feet. In one motion, I'm going to take this foot in the middle and take it outside, and I'm going to drive. And I'm going to try and get this planted right here. What I want to do is just take his head right here, and I drop myself. Okay? Now, who's in scoring position now? I am. And from here, I'm in real because I just lift and turk him. Take him right to his back. All right? The other thing I can do here, he's got the single, is I stuff his head, and 90% of the time when you stuff a good guy's head like that, he's going to drop to his knees immediately, come to there, and then I can either knock him down, or I can shove him to here and create him or not, do whatever. There's so many different things there to score with. Okay? But I do not want to let him come here and reach down and pull my leg out to here, and I don't want to just be fighting him like this. Okay? I can't ever remember, it's been a long time since anybody's ever got my leg up there like that. But when I was younger, they used to a little bit. I've been here. I'm 2 seconds away from a takedown. He's not in scoring position in my mind, I am. I come right here. If he's got me here, I come right to here, and boom, I'm here. I'm scoring. The second I get my leg back in the middle, I'm in scoring position again. And I do it just like that. If he's got this leg up here, immediately I hop up, put it here, and then I'm coming to here. And I go back on the attack. I'm the one on the offense improving my position, not letting him dictate it. Okay? The only time I let him dictate it is if I'm setting him up. He's in on a high crotch. I'll let him come up and push across if I know I want to hit that. Okay? He's in on a high crotch. I'll let him come up if I know I'm going to come into here and inside trip him. Okay? But believe me, if he's in on a high crotch, if he comes up to his feet, it's because I want him to. I want him to come up with this butt in the air. And that's when I hit this, or this. Or if I want to give him good position, you know, and I used to do this, I used to hit this all the time, and I started just using it once I got ahead of guys enough and I wanted to hit a nice throw for the crowd. Go ahead and start over here, get back down to high crotch. I'd let guys get in on a good high crotch, and I just kind of relax a little bit and let him step up in good position. Second, when he steps up, then I'd hit that. okay? And that's stuff that not everybody can do. You got to have real good timing and real good confidence. But the square and the hip stuff is something that everybody can learn. Everybody can learn, okay? So if he gets a collapse, you know, you see the Smith family kind of pioneered this, a collapse, and then Leroy Smith used to beat me here because I was good at squaring the hips. Well, he learned to drive through and collapse me to here, okay? And we'd get into here, and sometimes he'd hop over and get a two-pointer there on me freestyle. Whoops, don't want to roll across this, but I learned how, Jay Robinson showed me the counter here, and after that I got real good at it. Had some more battles with John. Didn't work every time, but it worked enough that you know, I beat him once and gave him a hell of a match a couple other times. But we get right to here. If I get to here, what I want to do from here, and Jay showed me this, is I'm gonna hang tight with him. I'm gonna come in here, only do my wrist here. So, and one thing I want to make sure is I don't let him hook the elbow here and roll me. So let's turn around this way. Okay. If he's got my leg on the inside here, get it in the middle. Okay. I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna take this foot, so I got power right here. I'm hanging on to him. I'm gonna take, when I reach here, if I come like this, he'll hook my elbow. Okay? So I put the elbow right here. And actually, once I learned a trick here, is I bait guys and get them to go for the elbow, and he goes to hook it, I pull him right there. I'll get a quick 2 on guys. You can turn him for 2 easy, but you can also get yourself pinned if he does hook it. So you have to be real good at it and take that elbow right there and be able to pull it back in case he does get it. Okay, and so that's just another little trick I have, but that's not really what I'm showing. So what I want to do is I come from here, I'm going to take this foot from here and come up here, I'm going to post take my knee straight out right here. Okay, well it looks like you can't see from here. What I'm doing is coming from this position, and I'm not going to be strong enough here, especially if he's got his knee in there blocking, for me to pull this leg this way and come out. So I pull it straight. I pull it straight to here, up to the knee, and then I put my hand on his head. Okay? All right? So I come from here, I pull it straight. Now I got my hand on his head. And now from here, now I can't block it with his knee anymore. Then I can pull it out. And now I beat him here. Or once I got him here, like this, then I can go for my crotch lift. Okay? And I'm not really going to show the crotch lift. You guys all know the crotch lift there. But I get into that position freestyle-wise. And it gets me out of that dangerous position. I do not like to be on my butt for very long against a good guy, especially freestyle. But even collegiately, you know, guys try and hang on here, and guys, you know, he's going to try and get between my legs and reach up around here. You know, eventually he's going to get it. I don't want to let him improve his position here. You know, and to me, even here, I am still in scoring position. I come from here. Now, right now, I'm in better position. From this position, he cannot score on me. Only I can score most of the time here. I'll pull this leg back now, then I can go behind. Or I'll crotch lift him from here. Okay? But I'm coming from right down here, taking this knee, sliding. And what I'm doing, you'll notice this? Okay. I'm going to post my hand, and from here, I can't lift my butt very high, like this. But when I come to here, I can get it way up like that. And that lets me slide it right there. And I put my weight on it, okay? Now, here's a situation I see where guys get in on low singles a lot, and guys end up here, okay? And I see this, especially when guys ride and drop down. But I see a lot of guys today do what I think is very poor defense. Guys shoot single legs on them, and instead of squaring the hips, they turn the corner here. You guys ever see this? I'm seeing it 90% of the guys' defense now. I think it's really bad. They give that leg lace, and you know what? All they're hoping for is a stalemate. But even if I do get here, to me, I don't want to stalemate this. I guarantee you, every time a guy's got my leg, I think I'm in scoring position. All right? So a guy's got my leg right here. What I'm going to do now is I can either grab his chin or his head. I'll lift him right up here and throw it out. I'm back in scoring position. Go ahead and just try and hang on here. He's in here. He's going to hang on. I'll lift him up here. I'm in scoring position. Right now, I'm going to beat him. You see how quick I came from there to scoring position? And, you know, like you guys riding me, you know, and I hit a stand-up, and he drops down. Boom, I'm coming here. I'm going to get out. I'm going to break his grip. I'm going to get an escape there like that. If you drop down an ankle on me, you're in 5 seconds, I'll be out. Okay, so go ahead and, like, if I sit up, drop down that ankle. He's here, boom, I'm coming here. I'm going to break your grip. All right? Popping those hips. Okay? The other thing is, like if a guy just shoots a low single, like a head inside, okay, right there, if he does get it, okay, if he's got that low single, I want to come right here and lift, try and get a quick 2. All right? Freestyle-wise. All right, go ahead and hit it to this leg. Okay? If a guy shoots in, and I've got this on John sometimes, he shut in on me at the start of the match. The first 2 seconds of the match, he got in on me. I came here, and I was able to tilt him, and then he came back to his stomach. Second time I tried it, but he finished real good, and he got it. So 2 for me and 1 for him. Then the next time I tried it again, it didn't work, and he got another one. But at least I'm still scoring there. I'm not in there just defensing it for a stalemate. I'm in scoring position everywhere. Okay? And I'm always improving my position.